I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Hello, my Astro family. These are your June 2020 horoscopes with me, Lada from astrolada.com. And 2020 is the year that keeps on giving. June is another roller coaster month that's going to have two eclipses. And as you know, eclipses always bring sudden and unexpected events, twists and turns, and the karmic fated events that turn our life around for better or worse. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have Mercury going retrograde, another retrograde planet, and Venus turning direct. But we'll go one step by step through everything. Before that, I just wanted to announce that June and July I'm dedicating to ancient Babylonian astrology. We're going to be making huge promotions for Babylonian astrology readings, the way they were done 3,000-4,000 years for the kings of this world only. And Rumen Kolev does those readings. They're all discounted 30 to 50%. And it's astrology like you've never seen. He single-handedly revived the astrology of ancient Babylon, by translating texts and clay tablets that were lost and forgotten for thousands of years, by learning the language of the ancient Babylonian cultures. And rediscovering true real astrology as it existed thousands of years ago. And he's starting also Babylonian Astrology Academy from the end of May, but you can hop on the train anytime you want. It's extremely cheap. It comes up to around $60 per month, and you're going to learn ancient Babylonian astrology from scratch. Also, if you want previous courses, they're all on discount from ancient Babylonian astrology. So do check out the links below if you're interested to be the only group in the world that is going to be studying ancient Babylonian astrology with the foremost scholar and only astrologer in the world who revived ancient Babylonian astrology, basically. So now let's start with the 12 signs.
I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Taurus, June 2020, Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Taurus, you kind of are a bit sheltered by the more crazy influences this month, but there is a lot of focus on financial matters. And I would advise you to be very cautious and I would say even a bit more conservative with your resources and finances, not to take chances, not to take big big risks and new undertakings before at least before Venus turns direct in your second house. So from the end, that's after the 25th of June, you can initiate new financial transactions, endeavors, but till then, it's mostly about trying to preserve what you have, to take care of it. It's mostly about, like some of you might be thinking, oh, there will be financial crisis. How can I preserve what I've created so far? Venus retrograde in the second house is trying to take care and secure financially, those things. Other people might have certain expenses more that come to them. And those expenses definitely can, put some stress financially on you. And especially there might be some clashes between your money and my partner's money, because there is an eclipse in your 8th house, which is again financial house, in the first 2 weeks of June. It's right on the 5th of June, but you're going to feel it. But you're gonna feel it probably the first 2 weeks and maybe from May already, where there is tension, my resources versus my partner's resources. How do we deal with that? Because the eclipse is in your 8th house, so it really illuminates and put focus on taxes, on insurances, on inheritances, on money that comes to you from clients or from your marriage partner or business partner, from institutions if you're reliant on some support from outside. And at the same time, there is this need for you to re-examine and rebudget your own finances while Venus is going retrograde in your second house. So yes, a lot of concerns about such financial material matters. And Also, there might be a clash between you and others because of your values versus their values. So especially the first 2 weeks, be careful. Other people's values might really clash with yours, and because of that, you might even decide to eliminate certain people from your life. um, so, okay, that's one of the eclipses, but also it's a full moon eclipse in your 8th house. The first 2 weeks are very much under this influence. And we talked about it, how it can manifest financially, but it's also about, it can it can indicate a completion, an ending, that you let go of something, 8th house, which is maybe some external support from someone, from a partner. You let go of that, or it's removed from your life. Maybe you have to let go of some, 8th house means, or you complete a project connected to psychology, to astrology, to the occult. 8th house is also to insurance, to inheritances. It ends and goes away, basically. It's also, you might be like culminating, doing some psychological counseling with someone. 8th house is about that, digging to the bottom of your soul and seeing what the underlying reasons are. And this eclipse full moon can really shine a light on those hidden areas of yourself where traumas are stemming from, especially if they're coming from the family. And it can really illuminate it for you and have some breakthrough, powerful psychological, psycho-spiritual. It's a spiritual house, the 8th house, psychological, psycho-spiritual breakthrough through a trauma or through some painful situation that happened to you through, you might not even be working with a psychologist or an astrologer or such specialist. It might happen to you by some sudden spontaneous healing type of process and spontaneous realization that happens, and then you can release a lot of trauma, because full moon is about releasing. Eclipse triple the size, releasing trauma from the past, releasing pain from the past. This is the 8th house. Fears, releasing fears as well. And as I said, you have Venus retrograde in the 2nd house. We talked about that, but there is Mercury goes retrograde in your 3rd house. Yes, it goes retrograde in your 3rd house, Taurus, from the 18th of June till the middle of July. So that means that you might be coming back in touch from the middle of the month till the middle of June with relatives you haven't seen, with neighbors, with friends or teammates or schoolmates or siblings from the past that you haven't been in touch, or old workmates that, just mates overall. People from your everyday life from the past might get in touch with you from the middle of the month, or you might get in touch with them. Or you might decide to, retrograde planet is, let me re-examine. 3rd house is social media accounts. How can I make the strategy of my social media account to attract more clients better? Let me redesign this whole thing. Let me redesign the plan, what I post as advertisements, what I post as, my approach to my clients. Mercury retrograde, you see the problem, feels like a crisis. I have to have a different plan for it, and it does it, the different plan. Or if you're not a business person or whatever, you're just saying, my Facebook looks clogged. I'm going to close my account in Facebook or just delete the people that are bugging me. Especially it will be emotional reaction, because Mercury is in Cancer. So you emotionally react on some people in your everyday life, within social media, within your environment, neighbors, the postman, and you can have some altercation when Mercury is retrograde in from the 18th or even before that of June to the middle of July with such people, because of emotional issues, emotional conversations, how they press your buttons. There might be some crisis with such people, with siblings, with relatives. In the best case scenario, you just reconnect with them. Maybe you work on some project together. You put some extra effort and skills together, maybe in a small group environment or a team. It's also 3rd house that you have to use as much communication and skills and intelligence as possible there. This project will be done over and over till the middle of July, when it's completed, and you have a way better working project or product that you've developed with a small group of people, that you developed on your own, that you revised while Mercury was retrograde, and use your marketing skills, uh, any kind of skills to fix it, to make it better. Read it with writing, with speaking, redid it a few times. But on the worst case scenario is that you can have conflict, or you can have, you know, some problem with people in your everyday environment that you have to resolve with the Mercury retrograde there. Plus, third house is communication. Mercury retrograde can make you realize that, for example, there's problem with your email, so that or your email is going to spam, or that suddenly your email is hacked and someone's sending emails from you, or that your phone, some problems with phone and with cars, with transportation, while Mercury is retrograde in your third house from the second part of the month the till the middle of July. Be careful. Electronic devices, phones, accounts on YouTube, accounts on social media, information on the internet. It might be compromised, or it might be some mistake that you have to fix. So with papers, with documents, with correspondence, with emails, with it might be written on paper or electronic, that you're fixing, redoing, or it might be that you're redoing strategy for business. It might be that you're trying to get in touch with all the clients. Third house is also connected to clients. So to revive an old business project, to get some, for example, if you're like me, who has a website and you're Taurus rising, then when Mercury goes retrograde in the third house, where it's all your information, your old articles, your old videos, you might go back to some of them and spruce them up, give them a facelift and present them again, you know. That it's multiple million ways it can play out. More negative is having problems with siblings, relatives, teammates, workmates, having to talk it out. And if it doesn't work, you might even separate from such people. When Mercury was retrograde in my third house, one of my colleagues, I found out information I was not aware about, and my son was also in the third house, so it made it even more powerful. And we ended up that relationship. So some information is coming to you from the past that you are not aware of in the second part of June, the first part of July, that can that this information can make you change strategy in certain relationships. But again, by the time Mercury turns direct in July, the middle, you might have a way better business project, way better written project, way better relationships with those people that it represents, revived ones. So the opportunities are multiple. And be careful when you're traveling with cars. There might be delays, any trips is third house. With driving overall, with technologies. Okay, but Mercury from there is making a sextile to Taurus, so I think it will be much less stressful than you think. But there is another eclipse as well in your third house. So just like those old things, third house are coming to you, now there are new things as well. Towards the end, 21st of June, it will affect you for 2-3 months after, maybe a month before. New mates, new possibilities for trip, new business projects, new writing or speaking projects, new people that you want to hang out on a daily basis with, because Mercury retrograde is questioning the people you're hanging out on a daily basis with and communicating and saying, do I really want to be with those? While the eclipse is bringing new such, because it's a solar eclipse, new beginnings with Rahu. People that are there to stay for a long time, new business projects, new such ideas, new skills, that you're using old skills that you're brushing up, but new ones are coming into you as well. So busy, lots of information. The second part of the month seems to be a lot of mental stimulation. Might be hard to fall asleep. There's too much stimulation there. But it's great if you're a business person. Very hectic, a bit frustrating at times, but you can get a lot done with those eclipses and Mercury retrograde in your third house. You can arrange your day. You can go through a few change of plans, but at the end you can have way more well, sorry, forgive me. My mind is switching off as well. So there we go. I think we mentioned absolutely everything, and I want to talk a little bit to you about Venus, because Venus is your planet, and it's going to do something that it does very rarely, only once every 18 months in June. First, the first part of the month, Venus, you, becomes invisible, and Venus becomes Persephone for 15 days. So you can feel a bit weak on those first 15 days. You can feel like you have a bit less energy. You can feel like you're confused or something is ending in your life while Venus is retrograde, and it's retrograde and it's invisible. You might feel like it's harder for you to make things happen, or you might feel like there is big transformation, which also the eclipse in your eighth house is helping within you, and um, your values and your sense of worth. And then Venus becomes visible after around the 15th of June. So this is the time when you're going to start feeling better and better. When Venus, your planet, becomes visible, becomes stronger, more initiative, it gets reborn as a morning star, which is it's more like it's masculine energy of Venus to initiate relationships, contacts, to and not only relationship and context, you just feel more like this, more initiative, more. And for the next 9 months, Venus becomes a morning star. So definitely you start feeling this flow of energy coming towards you from the middle of June, when your planet rises and becomes visible, and it becomes visible in your second house. There will be a new financial opportunity that comes towards the second part of the month. The first is unstable financially, as I said, a bit uncertain with all those things we talked about. The second part of the month, there will be a powerful new financial opportunity for you, or opportunity that will bring you new self-worth, that will bring you a feeling of worthiness, of stability more in life. But it's brand new, even though Venus is still retrograde, but it's being born. So new opportunities. So some of you Taurus can make quite good financial decisions and choices the second part of the month. So thank you. And do come to this video many times, maybe a couple of times during the month, because there is too much information. There is too much happening. And the two parts of the month have quite different energies. So revisit it, and, so you can have like a guidepost for activities. Thank you so much.
I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God. Let it go. Clean myself completely so I can get higher above. I will love you more than I could ever love. Let's be found in our hearts.